So it's Friday the 8th of January. We're 8 days into the transfer window, and we've got two big transfers that have been announced at least or have happened. First off, we're going to talk about Sebastian Haller going from West Ham to Ajax for a reported 22 million euros. Still an undisclosed fee, but that is what we are to believe, 22 million euros. I mean, West Ham would have made a big loss considering that the price was 50 million when he came in. One can question whether this is good business. I'd question it myself. I'm not too sure what Sebastian Haller will bring to Ajax. I'm not 100% convinced. And Ajax, who have got 52 goals this season in their league, you question whether a striker is really what they need. 52 goals in 40 matches, let it be said. But then looking a bit further into it, starts to make a bit more sense. There's Huntelaar, who's been starting the last two games, who this big target manager you wish is retiring at the end of the season. Haller could play a key role in filling in his shoes, and this could give Tadic the opportunity to start out wide. And I don't think there's any secret to Ajax's squad with the likes of Neres, with Anthony and Traore, that they've got the wide players that are capable of playing in the system, but maybe they don't have this number 9 striker like Haller should be, considering his height. I'm still not convinced. I think West Ham was probably the wrong fit. If you look at a lot of, for instance, Mikel Antonio creates his own chances, and that's how West Ham play. They're a very deep team. They're not high up on the pitch. Whereas Ajax, they play high up. They like to still dominate possession and get a load of chances. One of the highest expected goals in the league this season, which could be good for Haller. And also a good thing for Haller is he knows this league. The Eredivisie is not new to him. It's where he's got his most professional goals, with 51 Eredivisie goals with Utrecht back before Eintracht Frankfurt. So this could be a great move for him. He's turning 27 at the end of the year. He's now an Ivory Coast international, not a French international. So we'll most likely be looking to go to the World Cup in 2022, depending on how that goes. And this could be the right move for his career. He'll definitely get chances. There's certain aspects of his game he has to improve. For instance, I noticed that for such a tall player, he avoids headers quite often. He has tried more bicycle kicks than headers, from my recollection. He can dribble. He does lose the ball quite often. Not great, but he is a talent. There's no denying that. I think he's great with the ball at his feet, and he can probably improve his hold-up play. I don't see why this can't be a great buy for Ajax. Ajax are clearly have their sights on this player for a particular reason, and considering they're going far in Europa League, or they would like to go far, going against Lille, Haller could be a big player. He could maybe change that match. Who knows? Well, what we do know is that Haller might make his debut in the big match tomorrow against PSV. I was mentioning that this transfer maybe didn't make much sense, but Ajax are only 1 point ahead of PSV in the league. So this could be crucial. If Ajax do beat PSV this weekend, then they go 4 points clear. Haller could be a big part of that. Still to be seen. But I am looking forward to the impact and how he can play in this Ajax system, as they look like they're going more to a 4-3-3 or a more standard 4-3-3 with him at the head of it, getting chances from Tadic, all those sorts of players around him. I hope for him that he can get his career back on track. But in hindsight, it's a great thing, isn't it? So it's easy to say that it wasn't the right move, but now we know it wasn't the right move. Now we question who the West Ham replace him with. They've got £20 million in the bank. What do they do with it? Let us know then what you think. They've been inquiring about Mr. Dembele. If that's just speculation, it will be seen. So next, let's talk about the other big transfer that has happened so far this January. And it was one that we were expecting because it was already agreed in the summer. This was Amad Diallo, who has finally gone to Manchester United. And Gasperini, the Atalanta manager, wasn't sure if this was going to go through, and maybe thought that Diallo would stay there until the end of the season. This is all depending on his work permit and things like that happened. There were multiple different complications. It all went through, and now he can go to Manchester United, and that is going through for apparently £37 million with add-ons. Maybe not the initial price. So he hasn't really played that much this season. He's made one Champions League appearance this season. Briefly, he's made one appearance in the league. There's still a lot to go for this young player. Maybe he can start getting on the pitch for Manchester United. I doubt that will be this season. He'll definitely add some bulk to the squad. But not as if Manchester United needed more attacking players, but it's an extra head. It's an extra head in their squad. It's a 4.5-year deal, and he's supposed to be one of the most promising talents in Europe. Ivory Coast again, special on 2 Ivory Coast players, shall we say? But I'm excited to see what he can bring to United. What kind of player he'll be. Gasperini didn't want to let him go, despite him not having played that much. So Gasperini must have seen something in him. Manchester United clearly see something in him. And for a price tag of about £37 million, that's huge. It's this is bigger than Fabio Silva, who has actually managed to get on the pitch, surprisingly enough, even though that was a big price tag at the moment. So I don't want to hype things up because it's never fair on a player to hype things up. But this player apparently is going to be a big star, and we have to keep our eyes out for him. And I'm going to try and see more of Manchester United to see if he can have an impact, maybe on 1 or 2 games. Who knows? Manchester United are no longer in the League Cup. If they're still in the FA Cup, to be seen. Maybe he can get some game time. I don't know. I look forward to it, and I want to know what you think on both these Ivory Coast strikers who have made their transfers. One to United, one to Ajax. Obviously, we can expect one to have a bigger impact. Are these good transfers? A bit excessive price-wise? Remains to be seen. Who else? What other transfer talk is there? Please comment below. Don't hesitate to like and subscribe.